Battle cats. One of the greatest things that is ever brought into Earth. Earth's greatest creation. These battle cats. Impressive, right? I know. Battle cats is joy. Alright, battle cats is the greatest thing to ever exist. If you think there's a better thing than battle cats, then you can try and prove me wrong on that, but I don't think you're getting anywhere, alright? Now, I'm going to be showcasing the evolution of battle cats and how we've gotten here today to the joy of playing battle cats. So, join me as we go through history of battle cats. Alright, the first thing I want to go off here is, what is Ponos? Who is Ponos? Ponos, the people that actually made battle cats, of course. I mean, why else would we be talking about them? It was founded in 1990 by Sujiko Yorikatsu, who is also a FIA racer. Yes, a race car driver. That's pretty cool. Ponos produced around 90 games before Battle Cats came out, which was basically the big hit that took them off into glory. But Ponos actually started as an image processing company before shifting to game development, which I think is really interesting in my own opinion. Now that we know a bit about the developers, alright, let's move on to the actual game and how we got here today. Before Battle Cats was, well, Battle Cats, the game was originally named Nyanko Great War, being released in Japan in November 15th, 2012 to January 10th, 2013, being deleted, then released again on version 2 with February 6th, 2013. A cool fact about the Japanese version is that there was originally extended with several chapters and modes, starting with 2 additional Empire of Cats chapters, giving you 5 chapters of the base game. That was kind of weird. But the version, of course, that we're going to be talking about, with the majority in this video, is the English version, which was brought to us on September 17th, 2004 under the name of Battle Cats. What we know, we love, and what we play today. Okay, the version 1.0 is going to be our base for the video, and what we're going to do is version 1.0 based us down to the 3 Empire of Cats chapters. Something to note is, actually, gacha didn't exist. Not even basic gacha. Crazy, right? I know. I mean, what can you do without gambling? In 1.0, rather than beating chapter 1 to get Moniko, you could send a link to a friend inviting them to get the Moniko unit, rather than our current, how currently the game works, which you're gonna see that happens to a couple cats. The Capsule Cat from the Mattshea collab, where Ponos did a sponsorship with them, and it was such a hit that Mattshea just kept going. Mattshea is what built the community with us. The community would not be the same without him. He was one of the greats. And so his own cat that he got to make is in there. Now we're gonna move to 2.0 to 2.9. 2.0 brings, or no, 2.0 to 2.9, because it's all bunched together, brings a huge load of content, being gachas introduced, with tales of the Nekolugas for Uber stuff, and some of the most relevant rares and super rares, notable ones like Hip Hop, Nerd, and Salon, plus way more. We also got our first Cyclone, True Forms for only basic cats, of course, at the time, and Story of Legends intro. Medals are added in this update, as well as a serial code unit. The March event Bears Be Bear is also added with this. And to make the update even bigger, to make these updates even bigger, we got Crazed Cat, Space Cat, like Space Cat, and extra plenty Cyclones, plus Urn Wolf. Bean Cat was obtainable via serial codes, being removed with serial codes, and then added back in 4.3, in version 4.3, obtainable via Grease. Notably, angel enemies are also added with this Divine Cyclone. Version 3.0 to 3.9 doesn't really add a lot. In the start, with us only getting rare units, notably ones like Mercat, Rocker, and Weightlifter. This also gave us the user rank system, which was very impressive and really made a difference. The Metal Cyclone we had also gotten, and True Forms for special cats with their awakening stages. Battle Cats Pop for the 3DS, which isn't a direct copy of the game, got released also in between these updates, but was canceled on March 27th, 2023. And lastly, we got Lil Nandum from this. We also got Mola the GOAT. Throw up a picture of Mola. Mola is the greatest unit ever, alright? If you think there's a better Uber than Mola, then you're wrong, alright? Mola is the greatest unit ever. It's not even funny how good this guy is. Alright, so I'm going to be naming off just the base that we got here. Alright, I'm going to be naming off a lot of them. 4.0 to 4.9 gave us the alien enemy type, also anti-alien enemies with anti-alien units and gacha, such as Psycho Cat and Surfer Cat. Into the Future Chapter 1 is here, along with cat combos, abilities such as Weaken, Strengthen, Lethal, Survive Lethal were added. Alongside that, ITF Chapter 1, 2, and 3, my bad for naming off one before that. Yeah, all three were added within these. And the first ever admin boss in game was also added, which was the Cat Way, which is available by playing No Plan A. Version 5.0 to 5.9 was quite big, giving us Manic Cats, Red Riding Mina, Gacha Awakening, Cat's Eyes, and Gamatoto. More Gacha Awakenings. River Styx was also added as the second advent, with the third also being added as Queen's Coronation. Guess what? It's the fourth one. Dead on Debut, where you'll fight Dabu of the Dead. You've also got Outbreaks for the zombie type enemies, with zombie gacha units, or anti-zombie gacha units. Now 6.0 doesn't have a lot of notable stuff that I could say. There's new bases, multi-hit to a lot of units, and more true forms. Now I don't want to drag this video to be super duper long, so I'm gonna skip to 10.0, which might seem lame, I know, but I got a life out of YT too, alright? I gotta spend my time on other content and other things that are just life. You get it? 10.0 to 10.9 gave us the largest collab, being Street Fighter Club, having two different banners. Gold Cat Fruit was added, more talents for units. Emperor Cat and Dynasty Fest was added to the game. Stone Cat was added as an advent boss, and the advent stage Prelude to Ruin. Was added. Elder Mask Doron was also added as a boss and a unit. Cat Scratchers were added alongside the summer event. A huge part of this is probably the biggest part actually. Aku enemies were brought alongside the anti-Aku units, with the Aku Gates as a progressive in the story. With this one being one of the biggest updates, 11.0 to 11.9 is the only thing that being of interest is the Calligraphy Cat being added in 11.0, as well as that just being it for 0.0, which is a pretty disappointing start. Super Feline was added, as well as the Cat Capsule Plus. Cats of the Cosmos gained zombie outbreaks amongst these updates. Not only were there behemoth enemies, but they also added Emperor's Excavations, which were also added alongside the Colossal Crisis stages. But you can't add behemoths without the man, the myth, the legend, Courier Cat, and like a couple other eggs from the catnip challenges. Cheetah Cat was also added during this, which, brief explanation here. What this unit is Cheetah Cat's only obtainable via hacks, which, with this cat being put in uber rare status, you're having the worst stats in the game while costing 1 cent to place. It's a little Easter egg for cheaters to show opponents' disappointment to the player who hacked. Timer enemies were also added, so if you were to hit the enemy base, right, the enemy would come out after a certain amount of time after you hit the base. In 12.0 and 12.9 were huge updates, being we got the most broken unit and top tiers, Child Destiny Phonoa, as well for some awesome Legend unit true forms. The end of Uncanny Legends 1 star was also brought within these updates. Dark Cat's Eyes were introduced, allowing everyone to level their units even better. Ultra Talents have made their way here, as well as Jetpack Cat now being obtainable via the region of Tyrant. The last Behemoth Calling unit, aka Cat Egg Pod, was added as well. We're finally on to our current day updates with 13.0 and 13.7. We're now on the current year updates, of course, and the first way they kicked it off was with the Ultra Forms. This Syractes is now an obtainable unit and fightable enemy, with the Sage type being introduced. The Outcats campaign also brought us Trash Cat, being he's a unit from a select count of players that voted for a unit that they wanted in the game, with the 10th anniversary being the one of the best in my opinion, which gave us Trixie the Merc. 4-star Uncanny Legend is now available, and the ends with the last playable update. Yeah, so that's it. That's the last update that you can play currently until 14.0 comes out. Now, something I do want to mention here is that there is extra games other than just basic Battle Cats. You know, there's Battle Cats Unite, which was created on the 20th of December 2018, being released to Japan first. This game was it was the first to introduce the player versus player feature, being the coolest feature of all the games, actually, in my opinion, to go against other people. It's very behind on game updates wise, and it's definitely not nowhere near current day stuff. A Japanese version of Battle Cats from July 27th to August 22nd, 2017 is when there was a PC version, not even lasting a year in beta, with some exclusive stuff, nothing too much, but there was player versus player as well in that, and it's a relatively forgotten game, there's not a lot of info on it. Other than that though, that's the end of the video. If you can, like and subscribe. I've spent a lot of time editing this. This is the first time I really tried doing a visual video-wise. I hope you guys really like this, though. It's give me as much feedback as I can get. So I'll see you guys in the next time I do a video that might be heavily edited or not. I don't know.